All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Thursday nights here on Garblight Games. We are continuing the Achtung Cthulhu Shadows of Atlantis campaign. We are in the home stretch. We're starting Greenland tonight, which is the very last chapter in this adventure. We are down in Erin, unfortunately, but we are going to soldier on, and we're gonna get closer to seeing the conclusion of this campaign. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do the roundtable. We'll do the character introductions, starting with Jeff.
Uh, oh my! I can't believe
before we
how
do
often
that,
I'm forgetting his voice now. I'm big fun. I am Pavel Voracek and Gregor, my good friend Gregor, who, as you know, is a marmot and first in his class, very intelligent. But I'm here to talk about me right now, and that I am a druid, sort of wandering here and there, spiritual leader, dabble in the dreamlands, as I like to hop into people's minds and look around a bit here and there. I haven't done that recently, but you know, it's fine. And yeah, that's up from Carpathian Mountains and everything. And then Pavel, just what is there to say about Gregor? You know, he's just a good marmot. You know, he's the best friend a guy could ever have.
It's true. Best drinking
Yes.
partner,
Smoking partner,
smoking partner. Yeah, all of the above.
good to play catch with him when you have decapitated head.
Mhm.
Like, he does pretty much everything. Plus he plays Rochambeau, and then he, like, picks locks and stuff. He's very
Rochambeau. I love it. We haven't seen that yet, but we will before the end. Megan, tell us about Ruby.
Lieutenant Ruby McKay
Ruby McKay.
hails from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's take a moment and talk about the horrifyingness that happened in British Honduras. Like the blood, the sacrifice. It's too much. Like I didn't sign up for this shit. There was mention of saving the world and joining these adventures, and nope. I am certainly glad that I purchased that flask on my way onto the ship. Because truth be told, the burning hard liquor seems to be the only thing that drowns out the crying of the Maurice.
Poor Maurice. All right. Sorry, is that it? Just trailed off with poor Maurice. All right. And Jeremy, tell us about Jonathan Morris.
Yeah, Sergeant Jonathan Morris, career soldier, head knocker. I died once. It didn't take. I've been carrying a flask for a long time. It's easier to stop carrying and, find the little things that help you enjoy life, whether it's decapitating somebody with a shield, watching a man from a mythical land, kill a demon with a piece of bread, or just making friends with this amazing little marmot and teaching him things, and then trying to teach him not to do things and realizing you would be terrible as a parent. I'd be a terrible parent. I can't teach him to stop smoking, but I just take solace in the fact that I still murder real good.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, and our mythical Frenchman, Henri.
Henri is a former resistance member turned to baguette ninja, turned to baguette warrior, turned to baguette knight, turned to baguette saint. He's probably is talked about in all the lands now for all of his deeds and creatures he's destroyed with bread, as stated before. And he's, just going to Greenland, continuing the path of Nazis and ruins as he tries to solve the mystery, even though he's a little upset that he just lost the mask that he just got.
The Mask of Yima. Well, yeah, speaking of which, before you go to British Honduras, you're going to England.
Not France?
Not France. But though I've heard that this mythical France is in imminent danger
So
right now.
close, right? Isn't it
It's-
so close to it?
No, I don't know. It's just on the other side of the English Channel is just ocean, isn't it?
Look, maybe if you convince enough people to believe, like, the collective consciousness will will it into existence. I don't know. But I'm sorry, most people know better. It's not real.
It's not. It doesn't exist. But yes, after leaving Honduras, you have been summoned to England. Kent, England, to be exact. It is late.
Wait,
Yes.
there's other summoning spells?
You have received a telegraph summoning you to England. It's late May, early June 1940. The phony war is over. Norway and Denmark have been invaded by the Nazis, and there's fear that this mythical France will fall soon. Resistance movements in all three countries are beginning to ready themselves for action and proving vital in an attempt to secure their countries. You have been summoned by Strang from Section M. I was going to say Department M. Section M. You guys are being asked to head to Clemens Park in Kent, England, urgently to attend a meeting. It is going to be held at the headquarters of the British Occult Agency, Section M. So you guys are being summoned there. They also want to study and look at all these pieces of Paladine that you have collected in your various adventures over the last year or so. So arrangements have been made to get you there immediately and in good time. So you guys are sent there. We'll just fast forward. You find yourselves in the hustle and bustle of a small provincial railway station in Eton Bridge. There's a wide range of uniforms and accents here. Not just Brits, but people from all over the Americas are here. All over Europe are present at this train station. And it's quite an eclectic gathering. You're assuming that most of these folks are probably heading to Clemens Park to be part of this this meeting that you've been summoned to. You are greeted on the platform by a very serious-looking large man with a crooked nose. He introduces himself as Arthur Morris, and he asks you for your bags. And he will carry them for you. He looks like he's more than capable. He's a very large man. You're right this way. And he shows you to an aging Rolls Royce. He says, "Get in. Pile on in."
All right.
It is your papa.
I mean, he's big enough. Still handsome, though.
He loads all of your bags into the car. You guys take off almost immediately. You are ushered above anybody else who was there at the train platform. Within 20 minutes or so, you find yourselves in front of a large set of wrought iron gates covered in barbed wire. The big man slowly and methodically gets out, opens the heavy gates, drives through, gets back out, closes them with a big thunk. And he continues driving down this long driveway. You're driving through a pleasant wooded parkland. And this takes about another 10 minutes or so before the car finally arrives at the front door of Clemens Park. And there are people milling about everywhere, all in uniform. Again, much like the train station, various types of uniform, not just British. But it looks like people are obviously waiting for something or someone. But he parks, gets out, opens the door for all of you, and we're at our destination. Get out. He tells you gruffly. He starts getting your bags out. As you're getting out of the car, the main entrance opens, and a woman holding a clipboard comes out and greets you. A smartly dressed young woman. She goes, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Miss Walsh. I'm glad you arrived in such good time. I hope the travel was to your liking. Everything was adequate."
Tip top.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, please follow me. We have some rooms for you in the West Wing where you'll be staying for the duration of your visit. I will show you there. But after you've freshened up and you've maybe changed your clothes into something more comfortable, we will be having refreshments that'll be served on the front lawn, and your presence is expected there. Um, you
We're
do
going
have the
to
objects.
eat
We're
off.
sorry.
We're eating off the ground? Like it's what?
No,
We're
no, no.
eating
We'll
off
be,
ground?
but refreshments will be served at the front lawn.
At
On the front lawn.
okay. Okay, yeah. What is wrong with clothes? Clothes, this is what I wear.
Well, they're a little rough. They're a little smelly. You're our guests of honor. You've done it. You've collected the pieces. You're kind of the persons of the hour.
Henri's still
Okay.
wearing the mask.
And plus, we're meeting a lot of
Just
people
see
that
the
feel
cigarette going
Still
through
do this.
the cigarette's coming through. The cup of yin is still covered in ashes.
Still got the ash.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, these things? No, this was nothing. This was
Yes. Well, they've taken all of the pieces of the Paladine.
Ah!
We need to research these. People,
My
scientists in white coats come. They rip the mask off your head. They
snatch it
dump-
right off your face.
Dump the cigarette butts and ashes out of the cup of Yima. They'll take the shield from Jonathan.
There you go.
But yeah, she shows you to your rooms. You each have your own room. It's very fancy. It overlooks the front yard. There are clean dress uniforms in here. There are also civilian clothes, but there are uniforms for whatever faction of the armed forces you belong to.
Yeah, dress uniform all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, what? There's a French uniform?
They don't really know what it is. They
Whoa!
just took some they just took
Like
random. It's like
overalls.
It cannot
stripes and
be!
stars.
Vive la France!
A French
It's like
uniform.
It's just a bed sheet with holes like poked in.
yeah,
toga?
and it's like not just that. It's children's bed sheets. There's like flying pigs and stars. But they did put a nice little shoulder thing on it.
It looks cool.
with like England scratched out and France written.
Yeah, it's just a
It's
beret.
spelt
Exactly.
wrong. It's just spelt really weird.
A beret and a kilt.
It's a raspberry beret with like little stuffed raspberries on it.
I do not know what I did to deserve this. This whole campaign.
I don't know.
I don't actually know how it started, but
I don't
It's
know how it
kept
started.
its legs, I guess.
It's
Don't remember.
it's so good and so long going that we've forgotten how it originated. But yes, you can change, you can have a quick bath if you want to, but you're told that the party will be starting not too long from now. Does anybody want to wander the house or do anything, or you just want to the party? To the party!
I'll knock on Sergeant Morris's door.
Hey, Ruby, what you doing?
It's been so long since I've been in a uniform. Do I look okay? Do I have everything sorted where I should?
Oh, you look okay? What are you talking about? No, that's nonsense. No, you don't look okay. You look amazing. You look perfect. You're gonna put everybody else in the room to shame.
Oh, you're so sweet. Don't you find this all so weird? We're safe. All of our stuff is here. I just had a hot shower or a hot bath. Like,
Oh, I know. I was just in the tub. I scrubbed everywhere. It felt great. I found gravel in places you wouldn't expect, But I think the secret is really just don't think too much.
no.
Because the world is full of terrible things. And if you want to look for a problem or think about a problem, you'll find it. But just go with the flow, and eventually the good shit will happen too.
Oh, and she'll give you a huge hug. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
He'll do his best to crook his arm out. If you don't mind an ugly, escort.
Never ugly, never ugly at all. You're the most handsome man in all the world. Well,
And you're a wonderful liar. It's my favorite thing about you.
all right. Well, let's go collect the others then, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder. Oh, do you think they got a suit for Gregor? I hope they did. At least a
Oh,
little
God,
bow
please.
tie.
A little bow tie, or like a little child's school uniform. It's got like shorts and a dress.
Let him
Oh
look
my
like a dude
gosh.
from ACDC.
Angus Young,
Oh goodness.
the little cap and everything.
Pavel will definitely be wandering around with some shears, some scissors, and looking for like the most colorful like curtain or tapestry in the area, like wandering around so that he can. It's been a long time since he had like a colorful scarf. He gave one once to Ruby. It came back less colorful. It was mostly covered, I think, in blood by the time. So he's gonna wander around the area with Gregor in tow, looking for a suitable replacement. And that's his pretense for looking around.
Okay. Well, I'll say you run into Jonathan and Ruby as you're doing that. Henri, I don't know. You're just brooding. I don't know what
Henri's
you're doing.
he's stealing his mask back.
You're Naruto running around the yard.
Yeah, parkouring, looking for his mask.
Just in circles around the yard. What a strange fellow. Where is he from? What is his friends?
This is a silly place.
Parkour.
It's a silly place. We don't want to go there. All right. On second thought, it's a silly place. Yeah. So you guys head on down to the lawn, and it's a more of an informal gathering, but there are people from all different branches of the military and different nations and countries here. And the four of you or the five of you enter, and they all like, ooh, you can hear like a collective gasp, and people are kind of like looking at you and talking, and they're pointing like, oh, but it's like an excited like, oh, these are the ones. They are the ones who have the experience of the Paladin. And you go, and there's drinks being served on trays. You're free to help yourselves. There are snacks, hors d'oeuvres, and such pastries that you can indulge in.
Make sure to grab a tray.
There's the whole tray.
I'm just gonna set Gregor on like this, like if there's like a banquet table or a
Yes.
like a buffet
Sure,
table.
yeah,
I'm
there's
just
a-
gonna set him there. Go. You what? They celebrated you. Not. They won't be upset. Go ahead. No, you're fine. Whatever you want. Go. So I just want him to scramble around.
Sure. So it's taking
yeah.
bites from here and there, and
Mhm.
some people are kind of taken aback, like, oh, disgusting. What is that filthy thing doing here?
How? What? Fireball. Right.
Hey,
that
You know, if you want to call
Fireball.
dibs, look, there's a very basic dibs system with Gregor. You beat him at paper, rock, scissors, you win dibs. But you don't call it. I mean, you didn't call it. That's just the way it goes.
That's
He
right.
is hero. Did you not hear like we got applause or whatever it was? He's one of us. So like you should know who he is. Like if you don't know who he is, then you probably should not be here. Get the hell out of here. You're not supposed to be here. Here, grab my hand. I will teleport you away.
To Gregor? Or the person?
Just whoever's insulting him. Just
Sure.
teleport him up into
As
the
you're kind of
sky,
like
drop
offended, you
him.
see a rather upper class older gentleman, highly decorated, come over and he goes, well, what is the meaning of this? What is the commotion?
They're insulting like international hero. Like they call him like disgusting and rat-like, and it's not that. He's very clearly something else. Like this, it's very disappointing.
My good
but
lady,
we've
don't
done-
you know that he is a hero?
Yeah, that's,
Much like myself, Sir Archibald Cottenham. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh my
Not
goodness!
the Archibald Cottingham.
Yes,
The
the
Archibald.
Archibald Cottenham.
He is still alive. Hmm.
This took place before the other one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, thinking, wait a second. Yeah,
Because
Like,
the other
oh,
one's Battle of the
goodness.
Bulge, which hasn't happened
Mm.
yet.
Hmm.
He's still
I have
alive.
heard- I've heard you are like super great. Like I've heard
Oh,
nothing
I'm
but
a
like good
veteran of the
things.
Great War.
It's true. It's true. I've
Puffs
heard
out his
this,
chest
and-
with his medals.
Oh, you are very barrel-chested in your mustache. Divine. Oh, goodness.
What was his rank? Sir
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel.
I believe.
Archibald
Cottingham.
Cottingham. Yes.
Veteran
Pleasure
of
to
the
make
Great
your
War.
acquaintance. I've heard about your adventures overseas.
What?
You are heroes.
Friend of King George. Don't forget that part.
Friend of King George. You
Friend of
are
King
heroes.
Well,
We are-
thank you for clarifying for this person who cast dispersions on international hero.
Yes,
a
of
super
course.
Spy.
Of course. You have done a great deed for our country and this war.
Man, wow. Sometimes you just have a day that makes all the hard work worth it. Just all right.
All right.
What do they say for king and country?
For king and country.
Yeah, for king and country.
He raises his glass.
Cheers.
I'm sure he's got a bulbous red nose. He enjoys the drink. I don't know. I'm just assuming
Capillaries
based off of his
bursting.
picture.
Everywhere.
Yeah, capillaries just bursting. Yes. The natural glow. But you guys make the rounds, you talk, you mingle. People are coming over and asking you, like, oh, I heard what happened in Cairo. Can you elaborate? Was there really a tank?
Yeah, there was a tank. And you would not believe, we had this friend Leo. He could like move things with his mind. There was like cars flying into other cars. It was so cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Did
Yep.
you really burn down a hospital?
An evacuated hospital.
That's right, an evacuated hospital. Oh,
Yeah.
and oh, that was the first time we saw Pavel's tornado inside the cyclone. Yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
Huh.
That was fun day. And then Leo and I combined powers. Oh goodness. We must have, I don't know, murdered like, oh god, 12, 20 maybe Nazis just into a tiny little ball. It was wonderful.
And Ruby
Just
here, like-
scattered them. Ugh.
Like you were all style. You jumped out a second story window and just landed like a 3-point landing. It was amazing.
It was really cool. I have to admit,
So
I
cool.
felt inspired.
Thank you, Stephen, for the bits. Good to see you. Yeah, so people are asking kind of questions about things that happened. They want like details, like what was Mari? I guess you never spoke about Nepal. What was Persia like, and things like that. And then just kind of picking your brain about your adventures. But while that's happening, all of a sudden a sandy-haired gentleman starts tapping smartly on his cocktail glass with appears to be a silver swizzle stick. Beside him stands Miss Grant, the woman who greeted you when you arrived here, and beside her is a tall, thin man with wide, like round glasses. And the man with the sandy hair goes, "Welcome everyone to my home. This is an essential meeting, and I apologize for the short notice and for any inconveniences this may have caused. My name is Alec Ward Greytoughton, and this, it was a pleasure for all of you to come here so soon, and I have business with the 5 of you," and he points to the group of you. "Please, I need to speak with our guests." And Miss Ward goes over and she kind of like shuffles you aside, and you guys are brought back into the house. And you're brought into a comfortably old-fashioned furnished room. There is a large chalkboard on wheels in one corner. Those 3 that were standing there at the door, the gentleman in glasses, Miss Ward, and Alec Ward Greytoughton, are there, as well as some members of the British Army and the American Army are present as well, quite high-ranking officials. You enter the room, the smell of chalk dust kind of hits your nose, and you're brought back to your days in school, if you attended school, and you're asked to take a seat as they wheel this big movable blackboard in front of the tables that you're told to sit near. And once everybody's seated and quieted, Lord Doughton begins to speak. He explains that a communique was recently received from one of Section M's sister intelligence organizations, informing them of a ship, the KDM Nordlis, which left Copenhagen a few days ago. The Royal Navy has sighted the ship heading for the east of Greenland, and more specifically, Scoresby Sound. On board the KDM Nordlys is a Danish crew, but there are most unusual passengers and equipment on board. It seems there are German soldiers wearing armbands with claw symbols on them, which you know
What?
to be the what? You're kidding me? Which you know to be the Noct Wolf, who you've encountered many times at many dig sites over the course of your adventure. It is also said that a member of the Chankopa community of Tibetan monks, a blue-robed monk, is amongst their company. And Germans who are believed to be undercover agents or soldiers, trying to pass themselves off as German citizens on this ship. The Blue Monks, as Towton calls them, have cropped up from time to time during the ongoing operation to cover the Golden Horde, which has been the nickname given to the Paladian objects that you guys have collected. And according to legend, hail from the lost city of Atlantis. This is all stuff you know, but he's speaking to the whole general room, kind of filling everybody in. But he will then turn to you and ask you about your experiences in recovering the various elements of the Paladine. Can you share any details in the specific objects or what you've learned? I understand you also had a copy of the Book of the Machine, which we are currently looking into as well. Can you elaborate for the others in the room? What are these objects? What do they do?
Gregor will raise his hand.
Yes,
he's sitting up front, and he was first in his class.
Yes, the marmot in the front.
Rock.
Yeah. Yes, a rock.
and then Pavel will kind of pat him like, yes, very good. This first in his class. Excellent. Yes, I did have copy of Book of Machine. I've read through it. It is of Atlantean, because it was like of Atlantean origin, right? Like that was one of the reasons.
Yes.
Okay. Of Atlantean origin, and I will proceed at that point, as Jeff doesn't remember any of the details.
Yeah, that's fine.
To kind of elaborate on what Pavel has actually learned from the Book of the Machine, or Book Machines. And then we'll turn towards Gregor when he's done, and then he will say, "Tank," and that at the end of our sharing portion.
Yeah. So they thank you for sharing the details, and everybody's kind of like sitting on the edge of their seat as you're filling them in on what happened and what took place in the different pieces and what they possibly do. And you speak about how the weapon of flame has been tampered with over time and it's no longer usable, and you've got this mask, and you got this cup that can see other places, and this shield.
No, we can't.
This mirror mask that was the most recent item that you took. And the different perilous journeys that you went on to get these things, going to the Dreamland or going to the, under this mountain to fight this blind winged lion flying creature that you've unleashed upon the world, and other various things along the way. And everybody's very, very intrigued. But with that, another man is introduced, Dr. Parker. He calls him over, and this is kind of the nerdy man with the glasses and the tall thin man. He's American, and he instructs some soldiers at the back of the room to please shade the windows as he pulls down a screen and wheels a reel-to-reel machine into the room and starts to play a video for all of you. And he begins to narrate a short film which shows each retrieved piece of the Paladian and a selection of experiments, that they're currently working on. We'll say that they were sent ahead of you, so they've been spending time looking after them, or looking at them and studying them. He confirms that, as far as he can tell, the segments fit together in a particular configuration with a central power source that augments their abilities, which, broadly speaking, do appear to match what is described in the Book of the Machine. So you see them doing various experiments, them trying to put these things together, and you see guys in the lab, they're wearing like goggles, and they'll like turn off the lights and things will glow, and they're just like, oh, things will shoot out of it, light will shoot out of it. But they do reveal that the mask on its way back, the most recent item, did not make its way here. Unfortunately, somewhere along the way, it was intercepted and or lost. So they are at a
'Cause I
loss.
sent him a fake one.
You're wearing the real one.
It's still on him, yeah.
Yes.
I wonder. Yeah, he's got it on. I wonder what could have happened to it.
Yeah.
I do not know.
So, and they also report that since bringing these pieces together, it is alleged that the Cup of Yima is functioning at a much greater effect. Its range has improved dramatically, and it is picking up much, much more than what you... Maybe it was all the cigarette butts that helped do that. You don't know.
Convenient.
Mm-hmm. So once that's done, Towton opens. Is there any questions? So it is clear we need to head to Greenland. We need to see what these Nacht Wolf are up to. It is obviously tied to this. Heading to Greenland to the Arctic. We have reason to believe that with the blue monks involved and how close they were with this operation, how you encountered them more than once, that this may be a piece of the puzzle of what you've been working on. Can we count on you to take up this mission, this one last mission?
I mean, come on, it's not gonna be the last. We're definitely gonna do it.
Right. Well, hopefully this will end the impending war brewing in Europe.
Right. Let's hope. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Gregor will raise his hand again.
Yes.
And he looks very nervous. Kind of looks up at Pavel. Pavel looks that. It's okay. Go ahead. You can do it. You've been practicing. Don't be very impressed. And so he looks up. Ruins.
What?
He would like to know, are you aware of any ruins near the Scoresby in Greenland? Because we've seen a pattern
Yes.
of how the Nazis operate. Maybe it might give us a look, like an idea of where we should be going to.
We don't have direct intelligence on what they are up to up there. There's an American naval ship, and the Canadians have a ship up there as well. They've been trying to keep tabs and feeding us information best they can, but we know the ship has recently entered the area of a fjord. Yes, that's how you say it. And they have potentially docked there and set up operations. But if so, it's only been a matter of days. But we're not aware of any sort of ruins or dig sites or anything like that. But who knows with these guys? They seem to be drawn to them.
They'll probably make their own, like, when they get there. That could be it, They like to blow things up and stuff, too. So, like, maybe they...
Like, what's that saying? You can't throw a knocked wolf running, like, hitting a dig site or something?
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Yes, everybody says that.
I mean, out in the party, like, we're saying it, like, left and right.
I mean, we kind of were.
Well, these people all have the proper clearance. You don't need to worry about that.
Cool. That was going to be so awkward if it wasn't. Oh, God. We said way too many things. Oh, goodness.
We'd have to kill them all.
I mean, oh no.
Well, thank you everyone for your presence and your contributions, and I invite you all to join me for dinner this evening, during which we'll make the final arrangements for the mission, and everything will be formally announced and plotted out.
So,
Yes.
Before we go, so we are
Ruby Moose Jaw.
yeah, that I'm okay with that. What's the premise of us going? Like, is there like this big like ruse or story or something as to why we are going to Greenland? Because who goes to Greenland? Why are we going there? Like, are we going on a submarine? Do the British have submarines? That's not a thing yet.
No, but there is. We'll talk about it tonight. But there's suspected presence of a U-boat.
Oh.
but that's not one of ours.
Very well, I guess.
Okay, please take some time to yourselves. I know it's been a long journey, and I will see you at dinner tonight. Goodbye.
Thank
Goodbye.
So Pavel will talk to the rest of them, be like, no, a fjord is very like deep water, and like all this Atlantis stuff could the Nazis have like found Atlantis, you think maybe?
I mean,
Were you saying Atlantis would be underwater or something?
I don't know. I mean, it's like it's called the Atlantic Ocean, Atlantis. I feel like there's a connection somehow. I don't know.
Isn't Atlantis supposed to be ruins?
Oh, there it is. There it
God!
is.
Ding, ding, ding.
We got it.
Wow.
We knew they could
predictable.
stray from the ruins, those fucking
So
Nazis.
predictable.
I kept thinking this was going to end up going to Atlanta. I'm glad it didn't go that way.
Just kept missing that S at the end.
Right. I don't think that hard about these missions. I just go where they point me.
When do we get to Georgia?
Yeah, man.
That's okay. Never mind. I was gonna make.
I know. I know
Yeah.
where you're going with that.
I know.
Henri is going to spend his time looking for what has to be another French person here. We're at like the United Nations of saving the world. There has to be.
It's need to know,
he'll-
and the French don't
he'll
need to
even-
know.
He'll even
Wait.
accept a French Canadian. That's how desperate he is.
We find Henri later talking to a house plant as if it's another Frenchman.
He speaks my language.
He just has like
Making the
baguette,
branches move.
baguettes, puppets.
Oh God! You want to find a French person, even if it's a French Canadian.
Yeah, he wants to see if
Oh.
his mind has been so messed up by the people he's with that his own country doesn't exist anymore, or there is hope.
All right, fine. Let's do it. Just go
All
ahead.
right.
Make me a I don't know, an insight test here.
I should spend fortune.
Instincts to sniff out, smell to sniff out another Frenchman.
To sniff out another baguette. I'm not going to spend fortune. This will
No,
be based
don't.
off
There is no
purely
fortune.
luck.
Don't spend fortune.
What is this? It's insight.
Insight observation.
Okay.
It's insight naval leadership.
Ooh, I have that. No.
You ask around and you get just puzzled looks everywhere. You swear you hear the mother tongue being spoken down the hallway, and you run and you look, and there's just a dog panting at the end of it. You're just, you're heartbroken. So close.
Sacre bleu.
Gregor's riding on the back of the dog.
Ruby, here's my thought. We get some good food. Because the dinner tonight's gonna be like a fancy dinner, but like let's get some like good, savory, like bullshit street food, right? And some good drink. And let's find a cobbler and get some legitimate boots. Because you always need to take care of your feet.
I agree. You have no idea what high heels do for you. They're awful.
I don't. And honestly, I've seen you try to do a mission in high heels, and I grieve for your feet. That looks horrible.
They're so sweet.
I
Absolutely.
am. I'm afraid. Like I'm so sensitive. It's my primary trait.
All right. Well, let's blow this pop stand and go shopping for sure.
All right, shopping montage.
Woo!
Sure, you'll go to the nearest village. You request leave for a couple hours to go to the nearest village and you go shopping. Boom. Hand wave.
Montage over.
Montage ended, yep. Anybody else interested in doing anything before dinner?
Nope, I tried.
No, you tried finding a Frenchman and you were unsuccessful.
Look at that guy. He's got like a piece of bread that looks like Henry's. That looks silly. Let's not talk to him.
He's wearing a beret, he's got a baguette. His face is painted like a mime.
Where is this? I'm a French person. I smell them, but I cannot find them.
All right. Fast forward to dinner. You're all invited to this lavish dinner. After a few hours, you go there, and it is you were at that really nice party recently. I was gonna say this is like the best meal, the best setting, the fanciest setting you've seen in a while, but actually you were in British Honduras. You were at a pretty swanky party while you guys were all having PTSD flashbacks. So it's on the level with that, but that one's probably nicer because it was more laid back, and you were pretending to be other people. This one, you're kind of on the whole time. But dinner takes place at 8:00. You're summoned to you're summoned by the strike of a large gong located in the front room. Evening dress has been provided for all of those who forgot to pack their own. But yeah, there's no precedence for guests entering the dining room. No order. A precedence. So you guys just kind of can mill in as you see fit. Nobody's pulling rank in here, in this room. They're just filling in as they arrive. There's not like, we have to wait for Sergeant Major so-and-so and Lieutenant blah, blah, blah to come in first. You just freely walk in. It's very, very relaxed, this setting. The meal is better than expected. You guys have been eating a lot of rations the last little while. A lot of strange exotic foods that you have not been exposed to before. So this is a nice change. There's a lot of jokes, around dinner and joking. These eggheads and such, and military guys talking about how they smuggled most of the food in from New England and packing crates marked scientific experiments. And everybody laughs and has a drink, and you're just like, what? Get me out of here. But when dinner's over, the guests retire to the drawing room, and you are summoned by Mr. Towton, Ward Gray Towton, to please attend so you can discuss the upcoming mission, which you volunteered to do. So you guys go in there. He's sitting in a high back armchair. When you enter the office, he's got a smoldering cigar in one hand and a large glass of port in the other. The professor is there with him as well from the meeting earlier today. And yes, he cuts straight to the chase. So, rather important events in Greenland. So, the plan is understandably a little bit hazy in places. But, like I said earlier, there's a U-boat menace in those waters in the Atlantic. And we have reason to believe that the monks being present, and we also have intel I did not reveal at the meeting regarding some of the equipment on board. Based off some of the photos and the reports, there is some sort of form of electromagnetic induction system that they are carrying on the ship and bringing with them. We believe it is tied to some sort of summoning of some sort that they plan to do in Greenland. There's all this talk of Atlantis, and it is thought that possibly this may be the location of the lost city, and they will make one last ditch effort after losing all the pieces of the Paladine to us to somehow connect with the lost city of Atlantis and use it somehow to their advantage in this war. What that is, we don't know, but based off of the intel and the equipment they have on board, it's some sort of summoning device. We know there's reports of these strange blue crystals glowing in the air. You asked about ruins before, and I didn't want to say too much in front of the others, but there are also reports in the area they're in of these large holes that have been dug, but it wasn't by them. It was prior to their arrival, but it may be tied to that as well. They are ancient. Nobody quite knows what they are for, but that is in the area that they're poking around in. Are you up to the task? It won't be easy.
When you say like large holes, like
Yes.
they were dug or like bores like into the earth? Like did they go down quite deep? Like
Well, we've never been there. This is a local intelligence, and anything we could have gathered. But there's strange rock formations, if you will, but they seem to be these big, bizarre holes in the ground, as if something has bored through the solid rock. They are ancient. They've been there as long as anyone knows. What the word from the locals. There's talk of volcanic activity possibly that have formed these, but they are rather strange, and the Germans are poking around in the area of them.
That's okay.
Yes. There's also said to be trace amounts of Blauer crystal discovered in the area of those. This is before they were there. We have been aware of this, but that is tied to. He kind of looks and leans in. He goes, "Eldritch beings, if you're familiar."
Oh yeah, we saw some like weird things in crystals before.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
gonna work out fine. Just throw us in the general direction. We'll follow the noise, then we'll stop the noise with a lot of violence. And then, we'll just wing it.
Just wing it.
so like as the foremost expert here on Atlantis, on as in summoning, and history and all that sort of thing. We probably shouldn't be. We should already be like on boat or plane. Like, why are we having
Yes.
second dinner? Like,
Well-
this sounds like really bad combinations of things.
You're-
Just saying.
You're not wrong. You need to leave
Atlanteans-
tonight.
Okay, see ya.
We due to the
No
U-boat
time
menace.
to waste here.
We have a pair of Sunderland flying boats available to you, thanks to the RAF, and they will take off whenever you're ready, at a moment's notice, and they will fly you to Greenland. Remember,
Okay.
the Germans are a few days ahead of us. They have the advantage. Be careful.
So what you're telling us is that you want us to just go in there blind,
You need to find out what they're up to, blindly.
but there's like you're thinking that Atlantis is coming up, which by the way we already deduced. Just saying. We're going to this Greenland. There's holes, and we have to just see what's going on. Like
No, find out what's going on and stop them.
Oh, but what if they're doing something good?
We heard reports that you were a sympathizer in British Honduras.
This is the
Ruby.
second time she has said something.
Are you?
You know.
Do you need to
Crossing
tell
the
us something?
line.
Do you need to tell us something?
Oh, I'm just
Record
asking.
scratch.
Look, if we find the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, great.
Right?
Hugs and kisses all around. But let's be honest, like 99 times out of 100, it's going to be somebody trying to shoot you and you shoving a thumb knife in their throat.
Oh, thumb knife every time for sure. But tell me this: were you like when you first saw the shield? Were you like, oh, I had no idea? Like it was something spectacular at the end, right? So I'm just saying, if
You are trying to say that Nazis are spectacular at the end?
whatever.
I do not understand.
I'll meet you at the floating boat.
It's okay. Hey, you just got a better heart than most of us, and that's wonderful. You're good. It's all great.
The floating boat, as opposed to the sinking boat.
Yep. Flying
In
boat.
the end,
It's
we
the
all know
flying
your heart's in the right place. You're full of murder.
Do we?
I guess. I don't ask a lot of questions.
I mean, she has been getting progressively worse.
Or better.
Like, I understood like the one before, like she's trying to draw them out, but like, what the hell was that? Like,
What if they're doing
maybe
good?
the Nazis are doing something good. Oh,
And the
Maybe
evil-
they're trying to save the world.
And the evil blue robe monks that have tried to kill you every time you face them.
oh my!
But like, what if the stupid Nazis and it turns out raising the Atlanteans are good for us. They could be stupid Nazis, right?
100%. We don't know. We'll figure that. I just wanted to know what the end of it would be, just in case. Because like
It's gonna
this
be
is
murder. It's gonna be so
time
much blood.
for the two of you
Right.
to Wile E. Coyote. Ears up, mouth shut.
oh right.
Right. Just, generally speaking, Nazi equal bad. And even if Atlanteans equal good and like powerful and stuff, Nazis summoning, they'll have control of them. And who knows what destruction that they can do to, all of you. But hey, if that's good, then it's cool that you found, your path in life. I'm happy for you, Ruby.
Dang, Pavel, my goodness. I'll tell you what. So like when we get to the end, and I was like,
Mhm.
what should I do? I'll be like, Pavel, is this good or is this bad? And if it's bad, then like I'll follow you. Whatever you say.
And if it's good, I don't.
Well, who knows?
It seems like you are going to get a baguette into the back of the head.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well, you won't. I will, but that's okay.
It's like Starbucks moment here. Like, I don't.
I'm getting deja vu.
Okay. He says, anything you need, tell me, and we'll get it for you immediately.
Magical baguette.
So you guys have clearance for level 4 weapons and items under the Section
even-
M part of the GM's Guide.
Oh, GM's guide. Oh.
GM's Guide, page 60.
I'd have to go get my book.
Get your book, but so we can also add these things later. But you guys have access to very powerful weapons and items going into this if you would like.
Is there a magical bread
No, but
shaped
there is,
in
like,
a
some crazy
blade?
chainsaw thing.
I think the chainsaw thing is American. That's Majestic, I believe.
Oh.
I know. There are bagpipes, magical bagpipes.
Oh, baguette pipes. Okay, we
You
can
could grab-
workshop it.
There is a sword, a sacred Gurkri.
I could
I
maybe
mean, I'll
do
take a
sword.
look. I love
Yeah.
swords.
It has the vicious quality.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's what I want.
Bane. All right, I can add it to your character.
Oh,
It's
it
on
has
page
Bane?
64
Wow.
if you want to read about it. It's good. It's got the Bane quality for damaging unearthly beings, otherworldly entities. There we go. There's rebreather packs, sword canes, a blunderbuss, a umbrella sword. There's the Whisper, a silenced BB gun that sounds like it's up Ruby's alley with her thumb knife. There's entity detectors, elder sign ammunition, funky goggles or / monocles.
That sounds good.
Entity.
Stuff that lets us see in the dark, maybe. And you said something about rebreather kits. Probably go down on
There
the
are
water.
rebreather kits that are part of the Section M stuff.
Yeah, because it's dark underwater, so we want to be able to see. And I can't breathe water, so that sounds like something too.
Right, but that water's like super cold. Also,
But then we
you
need
need
like
like suits. Yeah. Maybe the Nazis have them. You should ask your Nazi friends, Ruby.
Because
Oh.
they're so good.
well, an enemy is
Doing so much good in the world. Every single ruins, Ruby, we find Nazis. What are they doing? Bad shit.
well, yeah.
Have they ever tried to break bread with us? Have they ever offered us anything besides bullets?
Have we ever tried to talk to somebody first before going in and mutilating them?
I think we
Murder
have.
lading them.
And then we killed them after.
I don't know. I don't recall.
The goggles / monocle will allow you to see in the dark.
Or if you just eat your carrots, you can be like on.
But repeated wear causes psychosis and neurosis.
Jesus.
You also suffer 1 fatigue if you're wearing the goggles.
So you just running around with a monocle in your eye at all times.
Worth
I
it.
definitely like the goggle. I would definitely do a
Yes.
monocle. And the
Yeah, I
entity
agree.
detector sounds really good too.
All right. We'll just make note, and then we can add that stuff to your character sheet or refer to it when we need to. Nobody wants the bagpipes. Just
She's just a sacred kukri. There, I know I got you a Kopesh, never mind.
Yeah.
no, I think he's
Kopesh is
taking the
good.
kukri, isn't he?
Because Vicious and Bane is a really nice combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I promise you, this Kopesh, like, I'm keeping this forever. That's gonna go at some point. I'm gonna go home with a fireplace. That's going over the mantle.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, the blunderbuss is rating 5. You cannot have the blunderbuss. The chainsaw is American though. I see it on it's Wolverine chainsaw on page
Yeah.
66.
Wolverine chainsaw.
It just screams Jonathan Morris.
Yeah.
All right, you do your shopping, and you're given your top secret items to take with you, and you are shuttled off from Clemens Park and in the darkness of night down to the docks at Southampton, where your flying boats await, and your special gear is on the flying boats waiting for you that you've requested. You are also offered. They're not really offered, but this is your chance. Do you want to take any pieces of Paladine with you?
Oh my god, the mask. Give me my mask.
The mask didn't make it here, remember?
I don't understand how I lost my mask. I would have never given it away.
I mean, I could just.
Oh
use
my
the
god,
regular-
can we take the cup of Yema?
You could take the cup of you.
I want to take the cup of Yema out of spite.
and then throw it in the ocean.
Oh,
Come
I'm not gonna
on.
tell you what I'm doing with it.
Okay.
Like, if they can say there's something special that shield does, great. If not, it's probably best to just leave it here. Not the fewer things that we risk putting into their hands. I'm not saying we're gonna die. We're probably not gonna die. You know, terrible things happen, and I don't want to drop any of that shit in the vicinity unless we're really, really sure that we're gonna use it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not gonna use the cup, why bring it? And if I'm not going to use the shield, I'm not going to bring it.
I'm going to use it. It has extra powers now. Because how are we going to find the ruins of Atlantis unless we don't have the cup?
But it's got those extra powers when you bring everything with it. And the more stuff we bring with us, the more stuff we're bringing right to the summoning site. You see where I'm going with this, right? Like,
No, because we are not going to be
don't bring the
defeated.
shit to them to help them.
That is a loser's mentality.
I would say the opposite. Like, that's just like, don't help them. Don't do their work for them.
There's only one item.
No, the cup only works better when everything's all together. And it would be really stupid to bring everything to them.
And we don't even have everything. They lost the mask. What about the compass? The compass really isn't one of those.
It's not one of the Paladines. You could take the compass if you wanted it.
Just in case there's I might actually remember to use it if we take it. Maybe there's
you don't have it, but yeah, you could
what
take it from Henri.
Henri took your compass, remember?
Oh right, he stole it from me. I'm just saying, maybe we bring the compass.
We could find the mask with the compass if it's.
It's true. I do agree. Bringing the compass is a great idea.
I didn't say no
It's just,
magical baguettes. Oh. All right. You want to take the compass? You want to take the cup?
Yes, Henri will take the cup. He will come back stealthily and go get it. Well, so Jonathan can act like he doesn't have it.
No, I mean, look, I'm just trying to make a point. If you feel like you've complained so
I didn't
much
take
about
it. It is too late. I didn't take it.
Please, I'm just saying, like, if you're not going to use it, don't bring it. You've done nothing but complain about it.
I have used it multiple times, to be fair.
And you bitched every time.
because they did nothing.
So why are you bringing it?
I'm not. I just told you.
I don't even care anymore. That's fine. I'm leaving the shield here. That's all the more reason for me to leave the shield here. I'll just use a regular one.
Okay.
Polish up the baby from the beginning of the campaign.
There you go. So you guys board your boat planes, your flying boats, whatever they are. You guys take off. The flight is pretty smooth. You must stop to refuel in Prestwick on the west coast of Scotland. You must stop once again in Reykjavik and fuel up there. And then you're headed on your final leg of the journey from Reykjavik to Scoresby Sound. So the trip from Prestwick to Reykjavik will take about 11 hours, and Reykjavik to Scoresby Sound is another 7 or 8. That's not including the time to refuel. So you have quite a lot of downtime on this flight while you are making your way there. As you go further and further north, you see lots of ocean, and you start to see icebergs clearly visible from your window as you start to head further north. You fly over various fjord systems on your way to Scoresby Sound. You do pass over a few ships. You pass over what appears to be a U.S. Coast Guard vessel in the area, and you also do see the KDM Nordlis quite close to your destination that you're headed to. And it is just stationary in the ocean. It seems to be stationary off some distance to the south of a particular fjord, the one you were told about in your mission briefing, where these tunnels or stone formations are burrowed into the ground. So the ship is there. You know it's there. You know it's not moving. You have a really good idea where the Noctwolf probably are. But you guys land in this tiny village. It's a very, very small Inuit settlement of brightly painted huts clinging to rocks in the area. You're greeted by a man who introduces himself as Stefan Gunderson. He's a big, burly man, big, thick beard, blonde hair, blonde beard, and he is Danish. And he welcomes you as you're getting off the plane, and he introduces himself. I'm your contact here. I'm here to meet you from Section M. This is my partner in crime. He's a local. He's been helping me around. His name is Malik. He kind of raises his hand. He's an Inuit from the village here. He says, there's not much time to waste. The Germans have a couple days head start on you. We must find out what they're up to. Unless you would rather just rest for a while. But this is of the utmost importance.
Are you kidding? We've been cramped up for God knows how long. Please, let us move.
Like, they have been, like, Henri and, like, Gregor have been, like, hotboxing us for, like, oh my God, for forever. Like, oh, fresh air, finally. Do you know about where they are? You know, the Nazis are currently congregating.
The KDM Nordlis sailed into the south, south of the Sound the day before, and we have rumors, and I'm sure you can confirm that you saw their ship stationary nearby, near a fjord. Is that correct? That's what our reports are as well.
Yes, we saw it.
We haven't been over there. We haven't gotten close. I've been waiting for you to get here. There is reports of a U-boat in the area, so we must move carefully. Any boats or anything like that in the area that cause too much attention will obviously be shot at or shot down and get the attention of that U-boat.
Well, isn't that wonderful that we're not on the water? We're on land, so we don't have to worry about the U-boat, right?
But we must cross water to get to the fjord.
Oh.
Do you have any, like, you know, non-mechanical boats, like rowboats and things? It can't be that far, right? Jonathan's
Luckily,
very strong.
we have some inflatable boats that we can take.
Amazing. Perfect.
Is there going to be dog sledding?
No.
Sledding.
No. That's they don't do that here.
Sledding or
She
slaying?
is so questionable.
We could get a bunch and put them on the front of the boat and they can doggy paddle us there.
Dog slaying.
Yeah, that's
Surround
what
them
she
up and
said.
kill.
Ruby's got straight villain.
Oh my god.
It's off the deep end.
But
Cruella
yes.
de Vil, the early days.
Remember when
Right?
she was the chosen one?
Yeah, that's changed dramatically.
Yeah. What an arc. What an arc. What an arc, Ruby.
The downward spire. Gosh.
Nah, you're still great. You're great.
That's funny.
Are we headed off? Are we going?
Yeah, yes, we go. Like I said, the U.S. Coast Guards and reports say that they're in the area. They're anchored, but we must be careful. Nobody wants to get too close to them for fear of retaliation.
Hmm. I'll pull out the compass as we travel towards the fjord in the boats and
It's
see
just
if I.
spinning counterclockwise.
Oh, it's freaking out.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
great.
You are given proper gear to wear here. You're given coats and protective gear for the weather in the style and fashion of the local Inuits would be wearing. Gunderson is also wearing that himself. It is quite cold here. It's up to you if you want to wear that or not.
Sure.
I mean, I'm daft, but not stupid. I'm gonna wear it.
Of course.
All right. So, yeah, I volunteer to row.
All right, so there are inflatable rafts that are waiting for you nearby, and he is excited that you're so eager to go so soon.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna wait around.
Yeah, indeed. So you guys start rowing. It is, close enough to summer that there's not a ton of ice on the water here, but you do have to kind of weave in and out. You actually have like Inuit guides, local Inuit guides who are in the boats with you, who are also helping navigate the area for you as you're making your way there. But Gunderson, he relays, he's like, there's only a small number of islands that the German party could have disembarked at, and we'll go through them systematically one by one, unless you have an idea of one that we might want to focus on before, or
Can we see them from as we travel to
you
them?
can
or
see
no?
a ship anchored, but you can't see and you can see the islands, but there's like big tall ice and stuff blocking the view. Like you can't completely see all of the islands.
Okay. Henri's gonna pretend he's really cold and put his head into his furs and look at the cup of Yema.
I actually lied. So when you pull out the compass, it is actually pointing like straight in direction north.
Liar!
I know. And you're assuming it is showing you the way to the correct island. I apologize.
Henri knew it.
You can also pull out the cup of Yim if you want.
I will. So I will at the island that's pointing to see if I can get like a overview
Yeah.
of what
So
we
you
see.
dip the cup of Yima in the ocean and take a big drink of salt water.
I guess.
As you do so, you can see a German base that has been erected. It appears to have tents. You can see these big, large bores in the ground north of this base. They have set up barbed wire all the way around it. There appears to be some generators set up and large, massive wires going from the generators to these huge coils. And you can also see that there are machine gun stations or encampments set up. Machine gun nests is the word I'm looking for. Set up, watching every single direction and approach to this Noctwolf base. There are people milling about. There are Noctwolf soldiers everywhere, And it seems like they are setting up some, like, based on what you're viewing right now, some sort of experiment tied to those generators and those coils. They're in preparation. You can see they're Noctwolf scientists. They've got their little clipboards, and they're checking the condition of the weather and the wind and everything. And it looks like they're making calculations. They're busy preparing something tied around these generators and these coils, but it is very, very heavily defended.
He just keeps that all to himself.
What a jerk. All right.
No, I'm kidding. He will explain it all. And then just kind of look at Morris with some daggers when he's done.
What?
It worked, Morris. It worked.
Good. That's great. But none of your previous actions had indicated you have any faith in it. I mean, I'm not a smart man, but I can follow a pattern.
And the pattern has been broken.
So they've only been here a very short time, and they've set up a very well fortified camp in like a matter of days. So whatever's going on there must be very important to the Germans.
What's the time of day like? How bright or dark is it out?
We'll say it's like mid-morning, so it's bright right now.
Will be difficult to get close enough for me to teleport us without getting shot at by these machine guns.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's nests pointing north, south, east, west. Like every direction there are machine gun nests. Also, I'll give you a chance to get one more bit of information here. Make me an insight observation test, Henri. Difficulty 2. Based off of like what you saw through the cup. I'll give you a little bit more information.
Okay.
Okay.
Chances aren't good.
You can spin a fortune.
I really don't want to spend a fortune on scouting. Okay.
All right, I'll take that for now.
You can have some thread.
Thank you. All right, no further information.
So we could swim closer, or did it look like the coils or the generators, like it was going down into like the island, or they were just
they're not
on top? Okay.
They are on top, and at the middle of the camp. They're in the very, very center of the camp. So basically, everything else is around it. There's spotlights shining down on the generators, even though it's day, and on these coils. Like I said, there's wires going in between the two, connecting them. Barbed wire all the way around. There's like the ocean does open up onto it. There is like a makeshift dock that has been set up that you could use. A pontoon dock. It's a small floating dock that's there. But yeah, machine gun nests every direction. Tents. It's about 12 tents that are housing all of the personnel that are there. And it's like in size and scope, it's actually quite small. Like they seem to be very focused on where they are. And these bored holes are just north of them, but it's outside the barbed wire. They're actually not in their camp.
Oh, okay.
You're all military people. Would they all know the expected range of these machine guns in these nests?
Maybe a tactics roll or something?
The first one of the campaign.
I know, right? Insight tactics.
It's like all I rolled is cutting them.
And I guess, I don't know, army, we'll say. Oh, another complication. You're getting them out of the way now, I see. Yeah, let me see here. So, these machine guns are deadly. These are, I guess we'll say based off what he described, these are MG 131s. And these are heavy. These are considered heavy weapons. Their ideal range is medium, but they will cut you up. If you get under fire of one of these, like, good luck. They do a lot of damage.
Well, Pavel's teleportation spell has a range of long, which outranges their ideal range.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are careful and get close, I can get us right on top of them before they're able to get accurate fire. Possibly, I don't know. You all know guns better than
No, that's
Pavel.
great. And if we take out the nest, that's gonna freak them out. They're probably gonna come to it, and then you bamf us away from there.
It's
So we
nests.
go in there.
Four nests.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
Right.
One
But
watching
it's not-
south, which is the ocean, northeast, southwest.
Right. But we
That's
can
a
only
good-
approach from one place at a time, so it's like we only got to worry
Exactly.
about the one.
Yeah. Man, that's four of them, and I know, like, man, you got the stamina, buddy. You do, but that's a lot of whatever you
It'll
call
be
it with the
fine.
roots and stuff.
Right.
Zabada.
It'll be fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. Like we
I mean,
should pick. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I've never had it go wrong before. Like, not really. Like, I always point where I want to bamf to, and then I go there. It's not like I ever disappeared and never came back for years or something.
I mean,
It's
all right,
never happened
so-
to us.
Right?
Okay.
But that, like that was like 10 feet off. Like, it would be okay.
What about your tornado?
Well, tornado, the cyclone, it's hard
Like
to
if
do it at
this was
such
like a
range.
game or something, like what kind of range would it have? If it's like a video game or
Well, I can get it. It's not. I cannot nearly summon it in such a lengthy distance. I would have to get much closer to be able to summon Cyclone into the nest.
All right. So maybe we're better off just porting in to the nests. If we can be quiet about it, great. It's kind of a win-win. Either we hop in and we're quiet, we take it out, no noise, wonderful. We do make some noise, people are gonna come rushing to it, but that's gonna mean I doubt that they have the intelligence to expect us to be doing that kind of nonsense.
What about the holes? Do we know if these holes go anywhere? Just saying.
we'd have to swim under.
But aren't they around? Didn't you say that, Matt? That they're
I think
out-
They're north and they're outside the barbed wire. I can show you guys a map.
I
Let's
think the only way we'd
let's
know where they went
everybody
is if we
make
swam.
me an insight observation test of difficulty 2 before I show the map. There's things on there. There's things on there that you haven't seen yet. Before I share with you, we'll say this is you observing when you're there. Hey, there you go, Ruby. So the only thing you didn't see through the cup, where is the handout? Boop. All right, so you can open up this map and see it now. So 9 is the dock. A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the tents. 3 and 2 are the coils and the generators. All the 4s are machine gun nests. Those bored holes are 7 to the north. And 5 all the way around are frickin' minefields. They have placed mines everywhere.
Oh.
So now you have a visual of what he saw. We'll say this is you guys scouting it when you get nearby in the boats. We'll just kind of fast forward, and this will help you plan your approach a little bit better. 8 is a U-boat in the waters. That is the U-boat. It is submerged. It's not, but that's where the reports are that it's in the area. So there you
By
go.
the
You
look
have the
of
visual of
this-
the Noctwolf base. It is very small. It's very compact, dense, in size, but they have fortified the shit out of it.
What if we come from the north where the holes are? Because they wouldn't put mines near the holes because the holes obviously have some sort of purpose, right? Like you're not going to blow up them.
Right.
Or
I mean,
would
I was
you?
picturing like the island itself was the base.
That's what
and
I
that-
was
Yeah,
thinking.
I
that's-
didn't realize
yeah.
there's so much extra Earth.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any
Uh,
place where we could land.
Yeah. I mean, I still think the idea of like bamfing on top of one of the machine guns makes sense, but if it's safer to like go to the north side of the island. Sort
Well,
of
what
get
if
on the shore
we
there.
what if we try to bamf on the north one on number 4? Because if the other guns were to turn, they're not going to shoot through the generator.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
that would
makes
give
sense.
us cover from the other 3 at least.
Works for me.
Okay. As ranking officer,
What?
let's make this happen. Yes, team, we can do it.
But
right?
what if they are good, Ruby?
We have Pavel. Pavel will tell me.
Right.
Remember?
We'll bamf in. We'll say, "Are you good Nazis?" And if they say yes, then we let them go.
9. Then we shoot them.
They just
Right.
started counting numbers. I guess that's
It's-
a I don't know.
It's very important to remember that 9 is an evil number, and you shoot people that say it.
Right?
It's
Right.
true.
Okay. Well,
It is known.
yeah, let's do some bamfing.
Okay.
Get out your knife.
By the way, Malik and Gunderson, they didn't come with us, did they?
They want to come with you on the boats.
Right, they can come on the boats, but like
They're not
bamf
getting
part,
bamfed.
No.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, okay.
Come on, man. Like, let's go.
Come on, man.
Fucking
Come on,
Can't
man.
do that many. What are we talking about here? Oy.
We there was fortitude of thought beforehand, and they brought some fishing rods, so they're pretending to be fishermen in the boat while we bamf everywhere.
So close to the Nazi island.
Yeah.
Don't worry about us, just fishing.
No, wait. No, we thought one step further.
You have the whole fucking ocean. Don't worry, we just.
That's why we give them a couple bottles of booze to have with them. They're drunk.
Right? And
People
they're
do stupid things
Oh,
when
they
they're
could drink
drunk.
out of the cup of Yema. It's multi-purpose ashtray cup.
All right. So are you guys waiting till like nightfall to head in that direction? So
Right.
we'll go there. So this is when you guys observe everything. So you got the bar. I'll just kind of give a description of everything. We got the barbed wire around the perimeter. The generators are giving off almost like a bluish light or glow, like it's emanating from these generators. You assume it's powered by something that's not a fossil fuel by this strange appearance. Then they're small. Like, think we're 1940. These generators are small enough to be like put into the back of an Opel Blitz and driven around. So these are actually, you've never seen something so compact before. And there's 4 of these generators. The coils, these Gauss coils, there's 4 of them, and they're huge. And they're coiled stacks high into the air. And there's cables, like I said, running from the generators into them. You can see every once in a while like an arc of light spitting out from one cable to the next, and it'll just like illuminate the area with this bluish light. You've got your machine gun nests that, if you had not seen, the Cup of Yima actually really helped you find those, because seeing them, the roll to see them was really high. But using the Cup of Yima, you know they're there. But if you had not done that, it would have been very difficult to spot them. They're very well camouflaged, the machine gun nests. They're dug in. They've got like white canvas over top, totally blending in with the snow surrounding them. The minefields are not clearly marked. Again, you notice there's like, it's been dug up, and you get the suspicion that it has been sabotaged, the area. The huts, or the tents, seem to be the living quarters, the dormitories of the various Nachtwolf troopers. There's activity. There's not much because it's nighttime right now, so there's not a ton of activity. There is about 6 guards that seem to be kind of patrolling the camp right now at this time, but there are much more tents. If you've seen, there's much more tents than there are people currently visible. So you know there's a lot more soldiers or scientists or you name it going on here. You see those rock formations to the north. You do not see the U-boat. It is not currently above water. The pontoon boats just kind of, or dock, is floating away, and yeah, that is what you see. So you guys can set up your method of attack as you're just kind of like bobbing in the ocean, your little inflatable rafts, looking at this.
And does the compass like show the mask in a certain direction now that we're so close?
Yeah, it's pointing right at the camp.
But it's not like is there a specific area like at the generators or like?
Well, you're like floating in
can't
the
really-
ocean, right? Like, so it's just pointing in the direction of the camp. Once you get in there, it'll shift as you turn, right? But like
Yeah.
right now, you're in the ocean looking at the camp, so it's pointing at the camp. You turn it away from the camp, it goes back towards the camp.
I mean, I think our plan is fine.
Let's
Just
do it.
try to, as quietly as we can, sneak up within long distance, teleport into the nest, try to take them out without gunfire. So if
Yeah.
we can.
So looking at the map here, it's approximately 100 meters long, the camp, or wide, and it looks like 75 meters high, just to give you an idea of space, how big this camp is. So I don't know how that
I think we go to the
ties.
northern one. I still think we go to the northern one. I think it makes the most sense.
You want to go to the one that's most north? And it's closest to the
Yeah.
generators in the coil, I suppose.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Can you
just don't
teleport
see-
that far?
Well, there's a northern part to the island. Is there not?
So you want to
It's
go
an
that direction?
island.
Yeah,
So I
it's-
figure we go around to the north part of
Yeah.
the island.
that's fine.
They're like crazy efficient to get this all set up in like 2 days,
Must be something very serious, huh?
right?
Man, Ruby's just filled with awe and admiration.
These guys are so cool. I mean, like, can we just be friends?
Why not?
Just how efficient they are.
All the time. God.
We can change them, you know? We can make them good.
They can change
Yeah.
us.
They
Like,
could, you know?
See, you guys understand. Okay,
What
I
happened
really
to
like
wish
the-
Ruby?
they're
you'd
like a
stop
bad
saying
boy
stuff like
boyfriend.
that.
Yeah.
I like you so much, Ruby, but I really wish you'd stop saying that kind of thing.
they, you know what, Sergeant? You know what, Jonathan? Can I call you Jonathan? I feel like I can.
Please.
I think you're right. I think after this, I just need a really, really long.
mhm.
It's been a lot. Been
It has been a lot. It's been like too much.
right.
It'll be so sad when you don't make it back.
No, you're gonna make it back. You're gonna get take a long vacation.
Right.
You know, you're gonna place with a sauna or something. You need some time off. I get it. Okay, I'm hearing you. Should have heard it before. I'm not the best at paying attention.
That's okay.
Only took 5 Nazi outcries for him to.
Insight is not what I'm known for. I don't ask a lot of questions.
So can we get to the north side of the island okay? Or what do you, how do you want to stand?
Yeah, let's roll here. Sure.
We'll take a wide berth as we go around. We got
A
the whole
fisherman's
ocean.
berth.
Got one final question. Were we able to get like another tiny little blade, like a thumb knife for Gregor?
Yes.
Oh my god, you're so good to him.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, you
Totally.
are.
So just right before we go there, I'm like, hey, little buddy, real quick,
Rowan's.
one last thing.
Rowan's?
Ruins. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Number
Rowan's.
one, you're gonna mutter in style. I kept the bow tie. Number two,
Please.
look at this. I got you a little blade. I'm gonna tie it on your little forearm here. That's right. You're gonna cut a
Look.
fool.
He looks over towards Ruby. Makes a little kind of a turn.
Wee.
So like, make sure that it's pointed away from you, Gregor, and you should have no troubles.
And he just starts poking the boat, which is inflatable.
We just start drowning.
Worth it. The best way for a campaign to end, right?
I just never make it to the island.
A marmot
Just
in a bow
freeze to
tie
death.
sinking you in the Atlantic Ocean, freezing to death. Oh, I'll take it. All right. So we'll say you've docked on the north side of this island. You've disembarked. Gunderson is taking the boat away. He won't join you. You're making your way south towards the camp, and you get over a ridge, and you can just see the blue glowing lights emanating off the generators. Pardon me. The arc lightning kind of like crackling off of the reactors, and there's just like spotlights everywhere, just shining down on the camp. It's completely lit up. What do you do? Where do you want to go?
So we get, as long as we're in range, Pavel will kind of crouch and like.
What's range? Let me ask that.
It's long. It's long range. That's why I asked about the range of the machine guns. So it outranges their preferred, but
yes.
like I don't know.
So let's. Do you want to? Well, we're gonna have to stealth up
Probably,
here.
Yeah.
Then, we'll do the group thing. So we'll take the number of successes, and then we'll do that against the German soldiers' roll. So let's do coordination. We always do coordination, don't we? Coordination, stealth, and I guess it's rural stealth, the Arctic, and just get me all of your successes. 2, 3 successes. Ooh.
Yep.
This machine gun might be opening up on you.
I'm just very busy, getting the bow tie and the thumb knife on a little moment friend. Look at you.
Brilliant.
Okay.
That could hurt.
There's 2 of them, so they're both going to roll against you. There's 2 in each nest. 1 success. 2 successes. You pass through the night undetected by the machine gunners to the north.
That was so
Okay.
scary.
That was
Yeah.
that was
a
close.
little scary.
All of a sudden,
So they'll
you
huddle
see
everyone up.
tracers arcing your way. Yeah.
Oh God. So he'll huddle everyone up. He'll tap into his weird talent. So even before he starts casting, his skin gets really flaky. He starts dropping on the ground. Stuff starts to pop as per usual. And he'll gotta make sure everyone's touching him. He'll put his hand on the earth. Like, all sorts of roots and vines will start expanding out from like his fingernails and kind of like reaching into the ground. And I'm gonna give you a momentum, Matt, since it doesn't look like we have any, because I want an extra die.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So
We haven't had the chance to get any really tonight. You guys have made rolls, but they
Yeah.
were higher difficulties and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
successful,
Ooh.
but there is a complication. Also,
Ooh.
we would gain momentum from that too.
Yeah,
it's
take your
only
momentum.
difficulty too.
Ooh.
But
Wow,
yeah,
that's a
it is a complication. Feels like a bad time to allow the complication.
Yeah, do you want to give me threats here?
Let's go ahead and give you threats.
All right.
Instead. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
And
this would not be a good place for complication play out.
Right. So then I got to roll. Let me roll my cost, because this is going to affect everyone, because I tapped into my weird, so everyone can come, because I'm assuming Aaron's with us too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So all of you would take 2 mental stress from how like terrible and horrible it looks. But then instantly we disappear into the earth, and we pop up within, like, if there was any sort of vision of the nest, like pop up right inside, right on top of it or something like that.
We'll say like
Whatever you
maybe
want.
behind it or something.
That works. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we'll say like they're laying down in there. There's like sandbags, and like the walls are built up with some like pieces of board, and they're laying down in there. One of them's like lighting a cigarette, break in.
Mhm.
The other one's yelling at him to no light, and you guys just behind them.
And we are there. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
No extra. I'm not going to do any extra cover or anything like that. So that's it.
Henri will assassinate one.
I was gonna say you can do it, but you guys are also kind of standing in the open in a very well lit area. But I'll let you act, because you got the element of surprise right now. You just literally appeared out of nowhere.
Right.
So stab 1.
Yeah.
You go first, so you can generate some momentum, so I can do some
Okay. Well,
shenanigans.
if I have a truth of deadly commando, could that help in this situation?
what does that mean? Sure.
I don't know. I mean, I don't
I'll
know
give
how
you- I'll
that
gi-
truth would apply.
I will give you a extra damage die.
Nice. Okay. I love it.
I don't know. Deadly Commando.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh
my God.
You give me
What's up with
threats?
these 20s?
I'll give you threat. I've rolled so many 20s tonight. I am
Same. I had one.
4 successes.
So you've generated momentum.
Yeah.
Much needed momentum.
All right. +1 on the damage then.
Yep. Give yourself an additional die.
I'll do that.
Ooh.
Wow. Just
Ooh, it's
It
a
is
lot
it
of
still
vicious,
turns
though.
it still turns into 10. 10's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
10 is
Good.
not bad. You've faced Noctwolf troopers before. 10 is not bad. 10 is enough, actually. Remember, these guys aren't the toughest. So yeah, well, how do you use this new weapon to your advantage?
It's one of those things like I had the sword out ready to go as soon as we teleport. I'm just looking for the back of somebody's neck. I just shove it in. But
So
it's
the-
kind of curved, like a kukri is kind of curved in a funny way. I was
Yep.
expecting more of a stab, but it kind of like goes up around the skull, and I kind of have to like press down and press through the skull into the floor a little bit and just hold them down,
Sure.
and then just kind of muscle it in.
The other turns, he's like, my God,
It's a little bit
who is
gross,
this? Who
to
who
be
are you?
honest.
Where'd you come from, Hans?
Henri is throwing the baguette.
Of course you are.
Hey, he gets a bonus
One-
damage
one-
from throwing it.
One shouted. Talking is free. Talking is a free action.
Okay. So I get 4 dice.
I heard him say 9.
Oh, right. That means he's bad.
That's right.
Ooh.
Okay, so that puts us at
Lots of crit successes and crit fails tonight.
I know.
All right,
it's
so I'm gonna
really crazy.
use 2 for assassination and then 1 more. And then I'll do my damage.
You don't need to roll much to kill these guys. Ooh.
Yeah. He's super dead.
He is dead also with your thumb knife through his throat.
And then with my extra, I spent an extra momentum, so I have a new talent, hit and run. So you know the first place the enemy will look when you attack coming out of stealth. After you make a successful attack against an unaware target, you may spend 1 momentum to move within close range. So I will move behind a generator, like hiding
Yeah, yeah.
again after he's attacked. Like he's gonna.
Do you get to? Are you automatically stealthed with that talent?
It doesn't say I am, but it says on an unaware target, so I'm still like, no one knows of his presence yet. I guess I don't know.
Okay,
It doesn't
Okay.
specifically say I'm.
gotcha. It's very well lit though. It's gonna be kind of hard to not be seen, but we'll say you run behind the generator. So there was yelling, there's shouting. All of a sudden you can hear intruders, intruders, and it's just like Noctwolf soldiers start like just flooding out of the tents. You can see the guys in the machine gun nest. They're like picking up their guns, trying to like turn them, like get them out and like reposition them towards you. You could see a blue-robed monk emerge from one of the tents. You see Gotthold Fuchs emerge out of one of the tents, our old friend from the beginning of the campaign. You can see who appears to be a ranking officer for the Noctwolf also run out of one of the tents. You're looking at about 20 Noctwolf soldiers right now in total, turning and
Mostly
looking
grouped together, right?
Remember, these are multiple range bands here because the size of the camp, right? We said is about 100 meters across, 75 meters high. So you'll be able to get some. I know what you're asking.
Would you say the range meter from one machine gun to another is about medium?
No,
Okay.
it'd be long from one machine to another.
If that's the
That's fine.
case, he grabs anybody who
'Cause-
who's close. If Henri wants to do his own thing, he gets that. So he'll grab everybody else and he'll bamf everyone over to looking at the map. There's all the tents or to the east. Do we want to just go over by the tents to the east?
Because they're all going to come running to the screen. So you go
Mhm.
somewhere else.
So I was gonna bamf us to the eastern machine gun nest.
Sure.
Yes.
One
yes.
thing to take note of, when you did kill those two soldiers, the blood spilled, almost turned to a mist, raised up in the air, and then just floated or shot over towards the coils, and it was like absorbed by the coils, and all of a sudden these green arcs of light started shooting off of them.
That's fun, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just letting you
yeah,
know the
agreed.
blood seemed to have been attracted and absorbed into the coils.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do it again. I'm not. It's up to Henri if he's coming. So it's basically this. I'm casting the same thing again.
Henri,
Yeah,
you
I mean, he
going,
wouldn't
or are
be
you
close
standing
to-
amongst the generators?
I wouldn't be close to him after moving, so with the
Bye bye.
I mean, we've worked with Henri. He's a stealthy guy. He does his own thing. So he'll teleport. Then Jonathan, Ruby, and oh my god, I'm blanking on Aaron's character.
Wolf.
3
Ulrich
successes.
Wolf.
So that's good enough. That'll give me another one. And so yeah, we are just instantly there. So this time around, I won't tap into my weird since Henri's not coming, because I don't need the extra power. So you guys are fine. And yeah, and so we're there. We're right.
You went to the one to the
instantaneously.
east, right near the
Yeah,
tents. You
eastern
said.
one.
All of a sudden,
Yeah,
just
behind the tents.
and there's just like panic. Soldiers are streaming out of the tents next to you. You they look all of a sudden as you're there. General disarray and panic. All right. Technically, we should be in combat right now. So, do you want that to be?
I'm gonna spend 2 momentum, by the way, to
Mhm.
create cover for us, because that's a rider on the spell. That's an optional.
Oh, nice.
Cover. Sure. So we'll say
So
like
whether
maybe
it's just-
like all of a sudden you just create like a snowbank in front of you that you guys can use as cover. Kind of
Yeah.
just like
That works.
comes out of the ground and builds up
Mhm.
around you. Like would it be like a semicircle kind of thing?
Yeah. So the mechanic of it is that I go ahead and I spend the momentum on that particular spell, and so when we arrive, like we would
Mhm.
have like I've been playing as like roots or something like that. So
Yeah.
but I think it makes sense that it's ice or snow or whatever. So we have +2 cover until the start of my next turn.
Plus
Nice.
2 cover. All right. Do you guys want to spend a momentum to keep the ball in your corks? We'll say that like that was a turn, because technically we were in combat that when you killed them and they were all aware of your presence.
we don't have any momentum.
You have 1, don't you?
We should have one.
Yeah, I know. And he said we had spent 2. So,
Oh, yeah. All
we
right.
had 3. We had 3, but I spent 2.
Yeah.
It is my turn. Okay. I'll just have a couple soldiers. What will I do? I'm gonna have the guy in the machine gun nests behind you. I'm gonna have them turn the gun around. One of them will pick it up and turn around, and one of them will fire towards you.
Mhm.
They are
Mhm.
far outside their range. I'd consider them short range, so they're gonna take some minuses here. They're gonna try to hit. Let's see. Let's do this in order. D4. Pavel's 1, Ruby's 2, Jonathan's 3, Wolf is 4. Pavel. They're gonna try and shoot you. Ooh. No, because they need multiple successes to hit you. They're not at optimal range.
Just the
so-
snowbanks, they're confused.
They turn around, all of a sudden, this machine gun just like bursts in the fire. You can see the muzzle flash go off, trace around, going over you. They're hitting the snowbank that you formed around you, but they're unsuccessful in hitting you. So we'll toss it back to you guys.
So we've hopped back into a nest with two.
You're near a nest, right? Like you're beside the northeast one. Is that correct, Jeff?
The east one. So like basically the same thing we did for the north one is what I wanted to do for the eastern one. So we're like right in on them. So like you said, like in close or near or whatever the term they use.
Yep.
So,
okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I feel like Ruby would take her pistol and shoot close.
Shoot close. All right, do it.
Nice. Get him.
What's the optimal range on your pistol?
Close.
Oh, wow. Just roll it. All you need is one success.
Yes.
Take a momentum and roll me your damage, please.
Yeah, my damage. What is my damage? Fuck all. There we go.
Hey,
6.
7.
And vicious? What?
Yeah.
7.
What? With your
Shoot him in the face.
Pew! You got the potato wrapped around the end of it, your silent pistol.
hey, that's Henri's. That's a legit one.
All right, so you shoot point blank into this Noctwolf. Do you want the one who was on the gun or the guy beside him?
The guy that was on the gun.
Okay, you just point your gun like basically right to him and shoot. Doesn't make a noise, and he just slumps down on top of the MG.
Yeah.
Did it hurt to shoot one of your own, Ruby?
You must have not been one she liked.
No, Jonathan said that these guys were bad. So
That's right. I heard them say 9-9 when we showed up.
We
They're
just
on the
don't
naughty
know.
list.
It was a blank that she shot at him. He's actually just faking it.
no, nothing. You're over by the generator.
Come
All
on,
right.
Steve. Act it up.
Back to me,
Ruby's just
or
that
you
hardcore.
guys?
She'll kill one of her own to maintain her cover.
Who's left?
That's what she'll do.
Technically, have all of you acted?
Yeah, if we count our surprise attacks.
Yeah, it's true. If you count the surprise attacks, we all went.
Okay. All right. So you're going to see soldiers kind of like using the tents for cover, shooting in your direction. You're going to also see Fuchs and the monk and one of the German high-ranking soldiers run over to the coils, and the soldier kind of like wraps himself in the coils, like plugs them into a device on his back and starts chanting, and he is wearing your mask.
That motherfucker.
He's wearing your mask, Henri, and he starts chanting in a language you do not understand. And again, as soon as the
French.
blood is spilled from that soldier in the trench, it turns to mist and shoots towards the coils, and they start crackling. As this guy hooks up these coils, or the others help him hook up the coils, and he starts chanting, you can see that he starts chanting, and there's there's a circular swirling ribbon of like a rainbow fire that like coalesces behind him and starts spinning and almost like rapidly increasing in size.
I don't know what that meant, but okay.
No, he's doing something. He's doing something with
I'm
the
about
coils.
to go fuck that guy up.
Fuck that guy. You guys have +2 cover. Is it even worth me trying to shoot you? No, let's just go.
I'll let you guys go until we get some more momentum, and then I can go try and
Okay.
deal with
Pablo
Rainbow
will go
Mask
last.
guy.
What's the
Paul will go
range
last to keep the cover up as long as possible.
from our machine gun nest to the coils?
Pardon me? Sorry.
So
What'd you
the
ask?
machine gun nest we just bamfed to.
Yeah.
What's the range from it to the coils?
Let me just quickly measure that. I'm using my finger and that guide at the bottom to basically.
I gotcha.
I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. It's like 50 meters. We'll say it's long range.
All right.
Parkour,
Really-
did you say?
No.
I hate using guns, but this is a really big, awesome gun. I feel like shooting the coils.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to let you play with your cool toys. To hell with you.
Isn't there another dude there though? In the machine gun nest?
There is another one right
Ruby's got
beside
him.
you. Yep.
Yeah, there's.
Ruby's got him.
He's
And if
gonna
he tries
grab the gun
something-
from him.
Yeah, she shot the gunner, and I just grabbed the gun from the dead gunner and shoot the coils.
Sure.
I mean, we're seeing this crazy rainbow fire.
So
It seems like stop that.
as you're
Good
looking at it,
thing.
it's expanding into almost like an arch, and you swear you can see like sunlight or daylight coming through on the other end, and it looks, you're squinting, as it's growing bigger, it almost appears to be a city as you're looking at this swirling thing as it's getting wider and wider. It's opening up. You see a city, not like unlike the architecture you saw when you're underground killing that blind lion flying creature.
Gotcha. Okay. That's really pretty. And if somebody else was doing it, I might say it was good. But in this case, I'm going to assume it's bad and shoot his fancy toy that's powering him doing this nonsense.
Yeah, go ahead. Take a shot. Long range.
Let's see. Fighting. And then with guns, it's coordination, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Should I take? No, I should save some momentum. Okay,
Oh,
That's a hit, right? Because what's the optimal range on your gun?
medium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
hit.
it.
That's good. Okay.
That's a hit. I don't know how much damage this gun does.
Yeah.
You said it was a lot.
18 dice.
What gun are you using?
They're the guns that you were telling us to be scared of because they're so big and nasty.
The MG?
Yeah, I'm using their
Oh!
big mess. That's the whole point. Take their
Oh.
big,
Gotcha.
massive turreted
You're
weapon,
turning the MG
turning
on
it on the coils.
Yeah, I hear you. Let me bring up the character sheet. I'll tell you how much damage it does. Where's my Noct Wolf? Noct Wolf Trooper. It MG 131 does 7 base damage, and it is reliable.
Okay. I'll just roll my Springfield, but add the extra
Sure.
dice just to make it easy. Wow.
Do you want to spend a fortune?
I think I do. That really stinks. I will. I'll do it.
A fortune.
I
Ooh.
like that a lot better.
All right, so you take this machine gun, you kind of pick it up Rambo style, maybe hold it at your hip and just shoot it. And as you
No
do so,
vicious or anything, right?
you can hear people shouting. All of a sudden, the bullets are tracing towards the coils. You hit one, and massive green sparks start arcing off. It hits the guy who's chanting, wearing the mask, and he falls to the ground. Explosions start going off from the coils, and this gate gets wider and wider, and all of a sudden, with the explosions, starts sucking all of you in towards it. You, the Germans, everybody, into this portal.
I've made a huge mistake.
Oh shit.
So this thing the tents, everything's being lifted off the ground, and all of you are sucked through whatever it was they were opening. To this
But
other,
does it like seem like it was closing and we were getting sucked into it?
no,
Or...
he was making it wider.
Oh, no. Wonderful.
You find yourselves in the middle of a city street, surrounded by fleeing, screaming people. In every direction.
These like
There's Nazis. There are also people dressed in like togas, almost looks like kind of like Greek attire.
I killed their god.
You can see like someone in a German uniform, and a blue robe disappearing around a corner in this chaos as people are running and screaming and trampling in every direction. And I guess we'll leave off there as the portal leading back home closes behind you.
Mistakes were made.
That mask guy is not getting away though.
All right, we're in Atlantis.
That was fast.
That was fast indeed.
Only took a year.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right, let's do the round tables. Jeff, what's going on in the lollygaggers?
Yeah, man. Tomorrow night, Aaron is going to be running some Conan 2D20 over on the Lollygaggers. And Saturday, back to One Ring, second edition from Free League. Monday, Jeremy and I are going to be playing in Holler. It's a special little event as one of the creators of Holler. Tracy Sizemore is going to be guest GMing for us for a couple of sessions. So come check that out. Savage Worlds. And then on Tuesday, Steven is going to be running some Forbidden Lands for us as we've been running a campaign for the past couple of months on that as well.
Very cool.
That's what we got.
Megan, what's happening? Talk to me. What's happening gaming wise?
Easter's happening. Matt.
Easter's happening. Gaming is canceled this week. Boo! The Easter Bunny's here. Jeremy, tell me about this Patreon.
Yeah, Aaron Reese on Patreon. You've got comics, maps, tokens, other fun assets. Check it out. It's fun.
And Evan, you got anything going on?
No.
No. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for another week of Achtung Cthulhu. The end is near, is nigh, as we are now in Atlantis. This is definitely the home stretch. So, announced we were going to play Conan after this. Aaron is going to run us some Conan. Some stuff has come up, so that is still going to happen, just not right away. So when this wraps up, we're going to jump over to some Star Wars. We're going to do some Fantasy Flight Star Wars after Achtung Cthulhu before getting into Conan. So look forward to that as we get near the end of this. We're going to be kicking off some Star Wars. So I'm excited. I think these guys are excited. We'll do a complete change of pace from what we've been playing for the last 9 months and go to space. But have a great week, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week, Thursday.